If you're in a wholesaling business, one thing's for sure, it's complicated. I work with hundreds of different clients, lots of different industries. Manufacturing can be very tricky, especially if you're bringing in goods from outside the country. We find one of the biggest challenges with manufacturing is managing inventory. People get that all kinds of messed up. People also, I've seen that have manufacturing-based companies in some way, have issues with understanding what's considered work in progress or unfinished goods versus what's considered to be finished inventory. Also, sometimes just what counts as inventory versus what counts as an expense is sometimes an issue that comes up for people with manufacturing. There are issues with foreign imports where the rates are changing and there's fees associated with bringing in items that a lot of it's getting missed in the books. There's also items that have been lost or damaged, shrinkage. Lots of things come into play when you start dealing with manufacturing and inventory. So if you're thinking about hiring a bookkeeping firm, hopefully us, to help you with your manufacturing issue, know that we're going to want to talk to your tax preparer about the issues that are going on likely in the books and how they want to see it resolved, because they're the ones who have to file your returns. Your returns are going to say what your beginning and ending inventory was and your cost of goods sold. And if we don't have those numbers matching from year to year, then things start to go haywire. And it can be unfortunate when a client has so much information in so many different places, but they still can't tell you how many bottles of orange soda they have, in stock. So you want to be thinking about it from all these perspectives. Like, as the owner, you got to know how much inventory you have and what your sales are. And you also need to be able to report that in a summarized kind of way pretty easily without necessarily just going in the back and, counting the number of boxes that you have. Outside of those pieces of it, manufacturing isn't really that much different than a lot of other businesses, except that because manufacturers tend to deal with wholesale distributors, you also have shipping that's going on from the manufacturing, to the distributors. The distributors offer specials and discounts, and they have other things that affect the invoices that are being prepared, and the amounts being received on those invoices tends to be different than the amount of invoice. So a lot of these issues can come up. We especially take care in the beginning on manufacturing files, looking at each of these details and ensuring that each of the steps that has to be done gets done each period, each month, each quarter, so that we don't get to the end of the year and just have a big old mess. If you are in manufacturing and you're thinking about selling your company, the new investors coming in or the new buyers coming in, they're definitely going to want to know that you have your books under control, and they're going to be looking for all these things, sales and inventory figures, the fixed assets and whether it's been depreciated. These are all things that manufacturers deal with that a lot of the other companies don't. So hopefully you understand from this that you definitely want to work with somebody who's qualified to understand these subtle nuances of manufacturing, which we are. And if you choose to work with us, then you'll have a great experience.